Okay. Below value. Interesting. Let's take a look. Listing date 8 days ago. Why is everybody brand new on market? Hi, my name is Ari. I was calling about a property I saw you had listed on Zillow. If you had a quick minute.
Sure.
It's the
Here.
yeah, it's the Lowell Street multifamily,
Yes.
352.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking a look at it right now. It looks to be, I mean, in pretty good condition. Is there anything that I can't tell from pictures? Any structural damage or anything like that?
No, are you working with any agent? Any agent helping you?
Nope. I'm just an investor out of Nashua.
Okay, perfect. Because I want to make sure that, if someone's helping you, I want to have that person give you the information. So the only thing is, this property, the back of the house, prior to the current owner buying it, there was a fire, and
Okay.
since the current owner bought it, they did major renovations. So basically, there is legally it's two family, um, but there is also a unit that was granted. What do you call that? There's additional in the back, the part that was burned before. She got a variance approved, but it's already expired because she didn't have the time to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to buy it, it should be pretty easy to get the variance because it was approved at one point. So that could be your third unit or fourth unit, if you would call that. But currently she's collecting rent on 2 units, and there's another bonus unit that the tenant just moved out, but it's not a legal third unit. I'll put it that way.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So technically it's 2 units, but there's space for a third. If let's say I want to live in the third unit or something, there's room for a third. Okay. Because I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it's in a part of Manchester that we bought before. It's near Hanover Hill. I'm just reading through your description. New bathrooms, heating system. So basically, all the majors are kind of taken care of.
Right.
Okay. Partial roof replacement in the last 2 years, and then the other part of the roof, I'm guessing, is a little bit older.
No, the main roof is only about maybe 15 years old or so.
Okay.
The history with the house is that there was always an owner occupied, so they took good care of it.
Got it.
When she was living in there too, and she even hired engineering company to draw a plan for adding addition in the back.
Yep.
She had plans to expand. There's a lot of space. She went to the ZBA and it got approved, but she also has all other property. She has other businesses. So she never had a time to actually pursue the variance.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
and then how much are the current 2 units being rented out for?
It's probably below market, but she's collecting $2,000 from each unit. And she also has a corn operating washer dryer in there that the tenant uses.
Okay.
And So tons of space.
Mm-hmm.
Garages, right? They're using it. She's using it for storage of her, renovation of other properties. But it's a great unit. Happy to show it to you if you're interested.
Yeah, I definitely might be interested in it. Definitely seems like something that we definitely look into. Why is she selling it, by the way? I mean, if it's cash flowing.
She wanted to. It's a lot of work, and
Fair.
you the investor, that jumping from one property to another, snow shoveling, lawn mowing, and all that. So she's trying to buy something big.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like a plan change.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, definitely sounds like something that we might be able to work. As long as numbers work for cash flow, I can submit pre-approval and all that stuff to you. My lender's just looking to confirm that the loan payments are a little bit less than what the property rents out for. I know you said it's probably below market value, what she's renting it for, but you said around 4,000, which doesn't sound too bad. Let me just run numbers really quickly. So if I buy it,
Now I'll just add one more.
yeah,
The third, I would call it the bonus unit.
yeah,
That person, it's a 2-bedroom up there.
mm-hmm.
That person just moved out, and I think she was getting 1,900 or something like that.
Okay, but on paper it's a 2 unit.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so if I buy this at 585, you're asking, my lender would have me put 20% down. But the issue that I'm seeing is just to qualify for the loan, and I'm sure this applies to every investor. I need the rent to cover more than the monthly payment legally. So right now I'd be paying 4,500 with tax, insurance, and my interest payments and stuff like that. So that might be a problem. With rates are where they are, I don't think I can get anything near 5%. That's the only way this would cash flow legally. Do you think your client would go below their current number?
She's entertaining all offers.
Entertaining everything? Okay, because I'm looking at it right now. Even if I bought it in cash, the cash on cash return at that price, even a little bit less than that price, wouldn't make sense. I don't love this idea, but maybe I could offer like monthly payments. I know your client probably just wants a lump sum, but I don't really see another way to make this work just based off of the numbers that I'm looking at legally. But what I could do is, instead of paying cash of like 530 or 520 or something like that, where I'm taking away 60K, what if I was able to bring another 50 to 60K on top of your current asking price? So I pay them a total of 640 instead of your 585. So I give you 640. I'll put 10% down so that she can do whatever she wants with the 65 grand, and then I just make monthly payments based on 40 to 50% of the rent for the next 84 months. After that, I sell the property or refinance it, and then just pay your client the remaining balance in full. This isn't ideal for me, but it's the only way I could see this deal getting done for me. And I'm sure it's not just a me problem with the interest rates and stuff like that. But just to make your client feel a little bit more secure, I could also offer a deed in lieu, which basically just means if for any reason I defaulted on payments, the property goes right back to them without needing a lengthy foreclosure process, and they're going to keep everything I've given up to them to that point. So basically your client nets 50, 60K more than your asking price. They get monthly income during the term, like passive rent, without having to be the landlord, because I know you said they're kind of getting sick of that stuff. So I take care of the place, I take care of the insurance, tax, and everything. They're just basically acting as if they're the bank, and then I pay your complete commission out on that asking price. So the the 640 or whatever we decide, and we'll take care of all the closing costs, everything like that. Is that
So
something you think they would be open to?
I think what you're saying, if I just kind of like boil all that down, what you're saying is 10% down seller's finance for 7 years.
Correct.
And you would cover the commissions.
I'd cover your commissions. I would cover the closing cost, and I'd give them probably. I mean, at 585, I don't think you're gonna sell it at 585. I know you just got on the market, but I'm just looking at other things in the area that I think are closer to what it's gonna go for. So let's say you sold this at 550, 560. I'm willing to offer you, 640, which is 90K above that list price, that sell price of what I think it would go for. I might be wrong, but that's kind of where I'm at. And I can give you 10% down, so she has money to work with, play around with. I take care of the property. I become the landlord of it. I'd probably live in one of the units myself, and then keep the rent for the other two maybe a little bit higher. I'd probably bump it up because I know 2,000 is a little low in that area, but. I pay your commission. I pay all the closing costs.
I'm not gonna say no. I am going to share this with her.
Yeah.
Can I get let me get your name and email or phone number, and at least that way I could get back to you.
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Arya, Arya. And you can just use my cell phone, 603-233-2781. And I can shoot you a text with my email and other information as well.
That would do. That would be perfect.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't make decisions for her.
Yeah.
I
okay.
do want to do her to see if she's open to this. But I want to also let you know, in one of her other properties, someone kind of proposed the same thing and should turn it down.
Okay.
So, but
yeah.
It's a different property, different type of property, different situation, different location.
Yeah.
So I am gonna run this by her, and I can call you back or text you back, one way or the other.
Yeah, that works. I'm around all day today, so I mean, if she's open to any type of seller financing, I usually like to offer more than what the asking price. We've done this on over 30, 40 properties in the area on things that we can't cash flow on, just buying cash.
Right.
So this is the next best option. I'd rather just, to be completely honest, I'd rather just pay it cash and just move on and rent it out. It's just based on my loan guy, and I need the cash flow coming in from the rentals. I need it to be more than what I'd be paying for it. And just based on the numbers legally, I don't think it would work. But yeah, if she's open to seller financing, we can discuss terms more. But like I said, she'd be making 50, 60K over than what the asking price is, and she'd probably make 90K over than what you guys would probably sell it for. So.
Yeah.
And you would get paid off the commission on the 640 instead of the 560 that sells for or whatever.
I appreciate that. And by the way, this is not new. It's one of my other clients. He's an investor himself.
Yep.
And found him a buyer who does seller finance, and it worked for him. So
yeah. I mean, it works for us. Yeah, it works for us on specific situations. This one, I was just it was thrown on my desk this morning, and one of my guys was like, "Hey, you gotta take a look at this one." So, yeah, I figured I'd call you and get a little bit more information, and then just after run quick numbers, it just seems like this might be a better seller finance one. So, yeah, if they're open to it, you can reach back out to me, shoot me a text, let me know, and then we can hop on the phone and discuss terms more.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. So this is a pretty good one. 640 is not crazy. Normally, 60K over asking is a lot. But honestly, I really do think in this area, like this thing will probably sell for like 570, 565, 570. So we're not crazy over. There's 3 units. I know I kept saying legally. There's 3 units on it. If I'm living in one and renting out the other 2, which I probably wouldn't be living in one, but I could have somebody in my family who, my sister or something like that, or maybe a cousin or whatever. They could definitely take one of the units, pay me under the table, and then, that kind of pays off my tax and insurance, and then the two downstairs, those are 2,000 each. Probably, I'd say closer to like 2,200 each. We could probably bring it up to 22, 20, maybe even 2,400. I'd have to see. We'd have to look. But even at 2,300 each, then that's 4,600 right there. That pays off everything, and then the extra unit on top is just cash flow coming in of $1,500. So $1,500 every single year or every single month. That's 15, 16, 17,000, almost $18,000. Is that right? 15. 18, yeah, $18,000. So we're cash flowing $18,000 a year. A little bit less with if we have maintenance, vacancy, management company, that kind of stuff. So if we go 2,000 off that, and just say we're cash flowing 16,000 a year, it's not too bad if I'm paying 60. I'd be giving her 63,000 up front, give or take. We'll say 60,000, and then yeah, my cash on cash would be like 25%. So I will take that cash on cash any day of the week. But that's how you make an offer. So I'm gonna reach out to her, shoot her a text with my email, and we'll get it going.